Hi my loves, so today I'm going to be doing a review on the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. This has quickly become one of my favorite foundations. Like, I literally love this baby. I'll give you guys a little bit of just, typical background on it. So it is $38. I got mine at Sephora. You can get it at Sephora. You can get it from Tarte.com. I think they have Tarte at Ulta. I'm not sure. I'm not an Ulta shopper. I don't have one near me, so I'm not 100% sure. It is 1.7 fluid ounces, which is a lot more than a typical foundation. Most foundations are 1 fluid ounce, so you're getting almost double that with this, which is awesome. It says that it's 12-hour long wear makeup, so I will address that later, whether or not I think that's true or not. It is oil-free makeup, so there's no oil in it, and it is a matte finish, and it does have SPF 15 sunscreen in it, and I'm in the color medium tan honey. Now that I got all of those logistics out of the way, I can go ahead and give you guys my thoughts on it. So, like I said in the beginning of this video, I have quickly become obsessed with this foundation. It's amazing. I have it on my skin today. I'll do a little demo. I'll insert that in here of me applying it. The way that I found to apply it the best is the Beauty Blender. I just love the way that the Beauty Blender blends it out, and it's definitely full coverage, which is why I like the Beauty Blender, because it kind of shears it out a little bit just so it doesn't look cakey, but it's absolutely full coverage. So if you're looking for a full coverage foundation, give this a try, because this is probably the most full coverage foundation I've ever tried besides the Kat Von D Lock-It foundation. That's probably the same amount of coverage as this. They actually remind me a lot of each other, but I do like this one better because I think this one blends out easier than the Kat Von D one, just because they both are a very thick consistency. It's definitely a thicker foundation, and sometimes I find with thick foundations they can be really, really hard to blend out, but I haven't had a problem blending this one out thus far. I really, really just love it. Another thing about it is that this is probably the most mattifying foundation I've ever tried. Like, you put it on, there is no sheen, dewiness, like nothing to this foundation. It's straight matte, which I do like. I like a matte finish even though I have dry skin, but I think this would be an amazing foundation for someone with oily skin, because if you're looking to control shine and you really want a mattifying foundation, this is definitely gonna be one that I think that you will like. Like I said, I have very dry skin, so I have to make sure that I do properly moisturize before I go ahead and use this, because if you have lots of dry patches on your face, this could cling to it. It hasn't happened to me just because I do properly moisturize, like I said, always right before I apply this. But if you do have dry patches, beware of that, because I could see this foundation clinging to it just because it is so matte. As far as the color range goes, they do have a huge range of colors on Sephora.com. I was just looking at it before I filmed this, because at first that was one of the biggest things that I didn't like about this foundation, because like I said, I'm in the color medium tan honey, and this was actually like the third darkest foundation that my Sephora had, which is strange because I don't have that dark of skin. So I was like, wow, like, why am I getting such a dark foundation? And then when I went on Sephora.com, it looked like they had way more of a broader range and much darker foundations. I was like more towards the middle on Sephora.com. So I think it was just my Sephora that didn't really have all shades in stock. I don't know if that's every Sephora store, but they do have darker colors online, which I was happy about, because I just didn't understand why they wouldn't make darker colors, because I normally am, somewhat in the middle when it comes to foundation shades. So if you can't find your shade in store, look on Sephora.com, because there's literally a million shades, so there should be a shade for everyone. As far as the claim that it makes as 12-hour makeup, I definitely agree with that. It's extremely full coverage, extremely matte, and this stuff stays on your face. Keep in mind that I do always, regardless of any foundation I'm using, I always apply a primer, I apply the foundation, I apply a powder to set it, and I usually use a setting spray. So I am using a bunch of products with this, but this stuff doesn't budge on my face at all. It stays on definitely for 12 hours. It would probably stay on for longer than that if you wanted it to. I don't know why you'd wear your makeup for longer than 12 hours, but if you do shift work or something where you need it to last for a really long time, this is definitely a great foundation for that, because it is very, very, very long lasting. I haven't had any issues with it breaking out my skin or anything like that, and I do have somewhat sensitive skin. My skin will break out from a lot of things, and I haven't had any issues. Like I said, it is oil free, so you don't have to worry about oil or anything in it like that. The only downside that I could possibly see to this foundation for anyone, it's not a downside to me, but it could be for some people, is that it does have SPF 15 sunscreen in it. To me, that's a great thing. I love when my foundations have sunscreen in it, because then I don't have to put sunscreen on myself. I can just put the foundation on. I have naturally very fair skin. Obviously I self-tan so it doesn't look like it, but I burn very, very easily because my skin is very, very fair. So I do always apply sunscreen just because I've had a bunch of people in my family with skin cancer and stuff like that. It's not something that I, want for me, obviously, so I always apply sunscreen. So when I can find a foundation that has a sunscreen in it, it's amazing for me. But for some people that are very into photography or pictures, models maybe, they don't really want foundation with sunscreen in it because it can flash back in pictures if you're using a flash. I don't typically use flash when I take like my selfies and stuff for Instagram just because I have this big ring light, so I just use that. I don't typically use a flash in pictures. So for me, it's not an issue at all. If you're someone who's in front of a camera a lot that has a flash, it might flash back. Besides that, I literally love the foundation. It's quickly becoming one of my holy grails. I'm literally reaching for it every day. I have it on my face today, and I just love it. It's really, really a quality product. It's the first foundation that I've actually ever tried from Tarte. I've never tried their foundations before this one, and now I want to go and like buy all their foundations because this one is so amazing. So I really, really love it. Definitely a thumbs up to this. It's just amazing. If you're looking for a full coverage matte long wearing foundation, give this one a try. It is $38. So that could be another downside to this, just that it is $38, but for a high-end foundation, that's not really that high. They can go much higher. It's kind of in the middle, so I didn't think it was all that bad. But obviously it's much more than the drugstore, but I think the quality is better than anything I've really found at the drugstore. So thumbs up to this foundation and thumbs up to Tarte. I've really, really been enjoying this foundation. I think that it is amazing. So if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It would mean so, so much to me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.